Welcome, Spartans, to Halo TV Plus, part of Evolved, your home for Halo. I'm your host, Oran, and on Halo TV Plus, my guests and I recap Halo's original TV show, Halo the Series, and we discuss its contents and unique canon within the Silver timeline. Joining me tonight is Krysta Brown. Welcome to the show.
Hey! Hello!
Hey! How you feeling?
We're gonna watch a TV show. I got some hard Mountain Dew.
Nice.
And some water to balance it out. And you know what? I'm ready to watch some Halo.
Yes, we're going to be covering the third episode. As you know, Halo TV Plus publishes a commentary podcast episode and an analysis podcast episode to accompany the Halo TV series episode each week. This is the commentary episode where Krysta and I will watch episode 3, Emergence, and discuss the events as they unfold on screen. We encourage you to watch along with us, the listener. If you haven't watched the episode yet, I recommend that you watch it before listening to us as we spoil scenes before they happen, while they happen, and kind of talk about the whole episode, in addition to what's on screen.
We're actually going to talk about all of the events that happen in the last episode of the series because we've seen it. So,
Shh. Don't tell them that. But, right, this will be, heavy spoilers for the first 3 episodes of the TV show. But if you're sticking around, go ahead and start queuing up the episode while I take us through some housekeeping.
Hooray.
If you're new to our show, welcome. Halo TV Plus is part of Evolve that hosts a variety of other Halo shows like Podcast Evolved, Mission Debrief. Shout out to Krysta, who goes over there.
Oh my goodness.
Builds with Blocks, Halo Book Club, and Halo Headlines. Evolved also partners with the podcast HCS Pro Talk, where Josh and Will discuss the latest information within the competitive Halo scene with an emphasis on community every week. You can learn more about all of those shows on our website, evolvedhalo.com. As Halo TV Plus is a new show, I ask that you rate it and leave a review. I greatly appreciate all the feedback and suggestions from you, the listeners, to improve the quality of this show. We would like to take a moment to thank all of our patrons for their continued support. Your contributions allow us to continue making new content like this show every week. Thank you guys so much. If you're not already subscribed, our patrons receive a variety of exclusive rewards such as early episodes, unique swag, access to our podcast soundtrack, and more. You could head over to patreon.com/Halo Evolved to learn more. All right, Krysta.
All right.
Let me introduce the episode. The synopsis of episode 3, Emergence, says, John meets his new partner and discovers secrets in his own memory. Kwan wants to continue her people's fight for independence, but Soren has other plans for her. And then McKee's plan to retrieve the magical object has deadly consequences. This episode is directed by Roel Renee. It was premiered on April 7th, 2022, and its runtime is 54 minutes and 28 seconds. All right, that's about it. Are you ready?
Hey, I'm ready. Let's go.
So if you're not yet queued up, just, pause and queue it up. Make sure you're at 000.
Yep.
And then when you're ready, I'll count us down from 5, and everyone will play when I say play.
I am ready.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
Yeah!
Yeah, we did it!
We pressed a button!
You pressed the button! So, Krysta, right now we're watching the last week on Halo. You weren't with us last week on Halo TV Plus, so what did you think about episode 2, Unbound?
I liked it. I definitely was interested in the introduction of Soren. That was really, really interesting. I like how he plays into this story. I think when we heard that Soren was going to be in the Halo TV show, it was kind of... I think we just assumed a different kind of Soren was going to be in here, but this one's really cool. He's still like, hey, I'm a G still. We're cool. What's up? I love it.
Yeah, I like how he is a Spartan because he went through the augmentation and everything, but because he just acts so much differently than what we are usually seeing Spartans do, it really makes his character just that much more unique. And that's what really draws me to his character, is that he's just completely different. And I was not expecting it to be like that, and I'm really into it.
What did you think of the crackhead guy?
So Reth,
It's us. It's the Halo fan base.
It is the Halo fan. It's just like these are the answers you need to know.
But the lore.
The lore. He read the Forerunner saga. He knows what's going on.
Shit, yeah, he read all that was me after I read all the books.
You didn't brush your teeth for years. You crawled around on the floor.
Yeah.
So, in short, I liked him as like a purpose, but I feel like he kind of gave a little too much information. But in part, I do like him. But anyway. All right. Well, we have our beginning of the episode. We are at Oban, which is it was just described to us as a waste containment planet?
Just garbage planet.
Yeah, it's literally a garbage planet. Like, I actually had that same thought and chuckled at myself. It was like garbage planet. And stuff's just falling out of the sky here. But I really like this set. Like, I think this is again, like the sets that these designers and fabricators and set dressers are like creating are very impressive. Like, and I don't remember ever being like this impressed with like Nightfall or Forward on Dawn had a little bit of it, but like then each new place that we go to is just so filled with junk or debris and character. It really brings it all to life.
They definitely nailed the Halo aesthetic. Like, every single set and place that they go to feels Halo-y, right? It's like, yes, This is Halo.
Yeah, it definitely, even like the ship interiors and just, everything I've seen so far has just been like, oh man, that's just so interesting. And it really harpens to what we've seen in the games or read in the books. Still very impressed with the production design and art direction.
You ready to watch some 10-year-olds kiss?
Yeah, this was, so I wonder if this is for this shot, the super close-up shot, if that's like a mannequin or something, because like I don't even know if you can let kids kiss. I don't know.
They did it in Stranger Things.
I guess so.
That was like those kids' first kiss too. It was on a set with a bunch of cameras.
Oh gosh, that must be so weird.
How do you get the job to beat children?
Yeah,
I beat kids job.
And it's just like, I don't know, like whenever there's like authoritative or utilitarian sort of like government that imposes itself on these civilians, it's like they always just like beat people to death, and it's like I feel like you're just making more problems for you. Like now you have to like dispose of the body.
What you want to happen, you want them to like the government at least a little bit, right?
Yeah. But we get our two elites that come down, and like the guard, I guess, even though aliens are coming, still took the time to kind of zap McKee. Of course, this is a young McKee. We haven't said that, but this is what we learn in a moment with the book that she's reading. And
this guy sees the aliens come down, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna spend the last moments of my life beating this kid,
beating these children. But yeah, I know exactly.
I love. Is that the Arbiter, or is that just his armor?
So it's unclear, and this, I don't know. To me, it just seems like it's another Sangheili. I don't know if it's the Sangheili that we meet in episodes 1 and 2. We don't know who the Arbiter is kind of yet. Like, I feel like there should have been some sort of like insignia on the elite's armor, so then we could know like who that character is down the line, because right now, we don't really know who he is. That's why like all the Spartans and stuff, they have the numbers on their chest, so then we, the audience, can keep track of everybody because they largely look the same.
I mean, maybe they're just not important, so
maybe, and that could be true as well. Maybe they're just Sangheili, and so we don't need to have any sort of like important distinction to them. We just need to have them as the alien purpose that they kind of just serve.
So, do you think the Covenant give her the hair dye, and where do they get the hair dye?
I don't know. I mean,
They're like, your hair cannot be brown. We're dyeing it icy white.
You know, all the prophets have blonde or white hair. Maybe they have dye that she uses.
They're like, you gotta dye your hair.
They use the same gel, you know, to keep their eyebrows that, you know, upright.
That's yeah. It's nice. It's like mascara for your eyebrows. What do you think of the alien language?
Oh, I think it's great. I think it's really cool. And like the way she smacks her teeth, not her teeth, but like like the way she just structures her mouth to like say the different words, and like the small little curls at the different ends of her mouth, like she's almost like spitting the language out, but not in like a disrespectful way, just kind of it's just a weird language that you just gotta like really enunciate and just get out. Like it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's
like guttural.
Guttural, yeah, but she's just herself is very physical with it. It's a very physical language to kind of speak, and kind of how they designed it. So
I wonder how many times she had to redo scenes for the alien language.
Oh, probably a ton. And yeah, I'm sure there was a dialect coach that was on set with her that was constantly, you know, rehearsing with her. And
bro, how do you become an alien dialect coach? That sounds awesome. Like, bro, I speak a language that doesn't even exist, and I teach other people how to speak it.
There you go. Yeah, she can't really, but she needs someone else on set to talk to. You know, she can't really just go around saying Healy to the other crew members.
Yeah, she needs an interpreter.
But to kind of recap that scene, you know, we just kind of get to see McKee still in the dominance role that she is to kind of go get this artifact that now Miranda's looking at, and yeah, I'm happy that, and we see more of McKee in a little bit, but I'm pleased that like we're still getting a villainess type of character with her, and not some sort of like damsel trying to escape that's being like put through this. Like she's really owning her actions and her place among the Covenant, which I think should definitely.
By just seeing that scene of her living on a garbage planet, she went from being like absolutely nobody to revered by this entire species. So I don't blame her for just embracing the power.
Yeah. And then they no doubt, you know, are telling her how special she is and how her powers and her gifts, and just feeding her all these pleasantries, and then also probably feeding her how terrible humanity is, because her only slice of humanity is garbage planet. You know, she doesn't travel and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I totally buy it. I think it's, you know, you could push someone at a young age to do all that. So
Halsey's lab assistant is creepy, and I don't like him.
Bro, the scene that you get with him later, I was all for. I was like, damn, that's some bold character motivation, and like we'll get to it in a second, but like
it's creepy.
When
oh my god, I was like, oh no, I don't like this guy.
It turns him into just like more of a character than just being Halsey's number 2, and just like he's more than just handing her things. Like he has like an admiration for her, and obviously like a deep like love for her that he's not able to express ever, and we're able to see just a glimpse of that we may not even get to see again. So I really like that moment for how creepy it was.
Energy that Halsey has.
Also, this puzzle that she's doing, I don't know if it's just me, but it really doesn't look that hard.
No, that looks pretty easy. That looks like she's just assembling IKEA furniture.
IKEA furniture could be hard, though.
It depends. It's like, you know, basic IKEA furniture.
Yeah. So I'm actually going to kind of go back a little bit what I said before about being impressed by all the sets and things. I will say that I feel like Dr. Halsey's lab may be the one outlier to where I feel like her lab could have been better. And by better, I just mean that it to me it's a little just too empty, and I don't know. I feel like she should have just like desks of just clutter and thoughts and things.
Well, especially knowing Halsey, she's all over the place.
Yeah, and she has like she has a journal, so we don't need everything to be digital, but I guess it's just simpler if it all is. But I don't know. To me, I feel like her laboratory is a little too large, or not large, but empty. It is large, but there should be just more stuff in there, I feel. But that's a small gripe. I will cut myself off though that this moment when she's like, if you were put into this position, you thought about it before, and like what would you do and why would you do it? And you had some reservations, like could you go through with like basically killing your clone, and what happened? And she takes a moment to think, and it's just as simple as like progress. Like I've just made progress in developing these AIs and perfecting the technology to do what I wanted to achieve. That is more important than any sentimental feelings with like a clone, because you're not me, even though you technically are me. Like, I don't know. I think it just helps shows Halsey's just like borderline animosity and just like willing, like tenacity, actually, I think is a better word.
You could see that she was a little taken back, though. I mean, Halsey still has a conscience. She just is able to ignore it and be like, no, we don't think about that. I think it's interesting how they did represent the brain clone as just an actual, like, living clone.
As opposed to like a test tube organism?
Yeah, because like how it worked in the original series is it was literally just a brain that she cloned. It wasn't an actual like full person.
Yeah.
Dude, Master Chief's on some good drugs.
Yeah. There's a lot of drugs in this episode. You got...
Oh yes, perfect, thanks.
Perfect. You have the most... This is it. I was like...
He's like, alright, now that you're paralyzed.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I love about it. Like, it's like, not saying that, like, I condone, this kind of, like, semi-rapey thing that he's doing, but, like, I don't know, like, now I just have a better sense of who this guy is. Like, he's more than just Halsey's assistant. He's, like, I don't know. He has some three-dimensionality to him.
He's an incel.
He's an incel. Gosh. Did you ever play, gosh, what was that game? Dead Space 2?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what reference, like, everyone's talking about? I never played it, but online, all I heard people talk about
with the eye? Yeah.
The eye thing.
It was, like, I think it was towards the middle or the end of Dead Space 2, and it gave you, like, a vision of what to do next, basically. Oh, I hate this shit. I hate eye shit.
It's a little hard to watch, even watching it for a third time.
See, look, she looks kind of sad.
She does, but, like, I think
she's gonna do it anyway.
It's just enough to take her mind off of it and think about it. But
this shit's
the greater
super
good.
Brutal too. Like the creation of Cortana is like super brutal in this.
Like how the eye is dilating in that shot, or not dilating.
It's like milk getting all milky.
It's undilating, whatever the getting bigger word is. Now, something that's different than in the games and the lore is that it seems that they're like attaching Cortana like into Chief's brain. Like, yeah. As opposed to the suit connecting to his brain and Cortana connecting through like that. Like she is like now becoming literally a part of him. Almost like what Doc Ock was doing in Spider-Man 2. That's kind of the reference I kind of went to when I was watching
Hell
this.
yeah. Peter.
I don't know. It's interesting. Like we see later that Cortana like can put him in stasis and can kind of control him to a degree. So
Which is like
I'm
kind of the entire purpose of Cortana was to control Chief.
right. It just seems to be more controlling, and I'm just curious how much they're going to like explore with that, because that could get really hairy really quickly, and you have whole sci-fi shows and stuff that are all based upon like AI intelligence going haywire. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where they take it now that they're establishing these kind of new rules.
That's brutal. Just like, all right,
Acid bath.
we used you now to dissolve the body in acid. They could have harvested the rest of the organs. I mean, jeez.
You're not wrong. Yeah, it's perfectly good, like liver in there.
Oh, it was a functioning.
Halsey could have kept all the other organs in case she needed a transplant.
I know.
Halsey could have just lived forever.
And then now you instantly forget about all that brutality, and you're like, oh, look, it's a blue lady.
Oh. All right. So, what are your thoughts of TV Cortana appearance?
She treads the line in the uncanny valley for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some shots she looks great, and some shots I'm like, oh.
I think they turned her a little bluer than when we first saw her in one of the trailers. But it's I'm receptive to it. I think I've finally crossed the threshold of just accepting whatever the TV show tells me as the rules that it states, and as long as it fits within the reality of the show, then I'm otherwise accepting of it.
Yeah.
Because Cortana's appearance has changed in literally every game, and so I don't have a difficult time just accepting this is the new Cortana. Now it is a little different just because this is probably the most human she's looked, but I don't think that's necessarily a negative. I like her outfit she's wearing as opposed to the like digital lines covering her naked body. Like I like that she's actually,
clothed.
And clothed in a jumpsuit, like kind of like what the weapon had in Halo Infinite.
Yeah, she does. She does have that vibe. I do. It was really nice when she first talked to hear Jen Taylor's voice. It was like, yes.
That was great, and like I don't know how Chief's voice is obviously different, but like to hear Jen Taylor's voice, there is a familiarity that just really hits the core fans, obviously us, like so I'm very happy that she was able to come in and take over that.
Yeah, it was the only voice actor from the Halo series that made sense on coming back, because I mean, since Master Chief takes off his helmet, it doesn't make sense to have Steve Downes' voice. I mean, that's just weird.
Yeah.
Dude, this place looks dope.
This place, bro. So I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but like the after show, the declassified show, shows like behind the scenes of like the set that they built here is like literally a long tunnel. Like the entire thing is one huge set. And
oh shit!
Like it's not like sometimes you can kind of cheat it and you could just build it in sections and you just walk across one and then you go to the next section and you walk across another part. But like this entire like tunnel, because it's like built in an asteroid, is like just one huge ass set that I guess they built in like a soundstage or some other like hangar to like fit it all. But yeah, I highly recommend people watch the what is her name? Sydney Goodman, I think. It's in my notes somewhere. Of her after the show for this episode, because I think it's the best like interview with Charlie Murphy and best like behind the scenes with the director and the production designer that we've seen yet. So they talk about the costumes that these guys are wearing. Like it's so great.
Oh, the costumes are definitely good throughout this series. They're spot on. It's great.
I like how Quan, like, she still has the blood from her friends, like, stained on her clothes. Like, she hasn't even, like, changed because that's just, I don't know.
Those are her clothes.
I love, those are her clothes. And it's a great detail that is carried over.
They just never actually washed that actor's clothing. They're like, you're just gonna wear this the entire time we're filming. What do you think of this side story with Madrigal?
I like it in the sense that it's showing you a different side of the UNSC because, like, for all the like extended lore that we have that touches on the insurrection, a lot of it is just like, oh, we want to do our own thing and kind of not be suppressed by or oppressed by the UNSC, and then we see the UNSC side of it, and it all just kind of accumulates until the Covenant eventually show up. Cumulates, yeah, until the Covenant shows up and kind of just stops whatever problems that were going on. But like potentially in this show, like we're able to like just see a little bit more of like the conflict between the UNSC and the insurrectionists from like a political standpoint and a rebellion type of environment. So I'm excited to learn and see where it goes. Like I hope it's not just like a side story. I hope it gets the development that it needs and we learn more about this Fishner character or Visner and kind of see where it goes. But it could get a little hairy if they don't do it right. So I'm cautiously optimistic about that sort of story. And I hope it gets like Soren into the fight. You know, maybe Soren sees something in the cause and he's able to, I don't know, do something a little bit more proactive instead of just being a pirate and hiding in his asteroid.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be something bigger with that. Right now, it's just the least interesting storyline that's going on right now.
True. I mean, I think that's kind of the third pillar of like these three things. You have Chief with Halsey and Cortana doing their stuff. You have McKee and her plight, and then you have Quan and Soren, and they're just, you know, doing their thing. So yeah, hopefully it gets, you know, developed to the point that it needs to. Again, another great set. Just like,
it looks so good.
I mean, like this looks like something, you know, like I don't know. It looks like it reminds me of Star Trek and just like the games, like, you know.
I love this scene that's coming up. It's really cool. Dude, the Corvette looks great.
Yeah, the ships is like, you know, the models and all that. The visual effects on this show is at a quality that it really needed to be to
yes
to kind of capture Halo, and it's the Sang Shai-Hun and the elites and now the ships. Like, man, I hope we can get a space battle. Like, there has to be at least one space battle in this show. Like, that'd be so dope.
Help me! I'm definitely a human doing human things.
They captured me. I'm on the super old radio. How old do we? How much time do we feel like has passed for McKee? Like, there are hunter worms, which I think was a nice touch.
She must be at least in her late teens, early 20s, right? I mean,
because like I think, let's see, the what was the flashback that we got? That was 22 years ago, I think, in episode 2 with Soren. And I wonder if they were fighting the Covenant at that point.
12, 13, right? I mean, that's kind of the vibe.
Yeah. And she's definitely younger than Chief. So
I think she's
yeah,
older than Quan, though.
Oh yeah, well Quan is like 16. So yeah, maybe she was captured like 10 or 15 years ago. And now she's in her like mid 20s. Also, this pedestal thing looks like a camera dolly. Like, I don't know if we get a wide shot again, but just like when I saw that, I was like, that looks like a camera dolly with a artifact mounted on it.
Well, they're not going to build a fancy pedestal for the artifact.
I'm very interested to see what happens in episode 4 with when they go here, because like I don't know. I want to see like boot camp chief. Like I want to see them being trained as a kid, going playing capture the flag and stunning each other with stun rounds.
Getting captured. I believe it was last episode that they alluded to the fact that their memories got wiped, like actually wiped, instead of them just forgetting as kids.
Instead of being like suppressed.
I mean, like in the regular timeline, they never did anything with their memories. They just, they're kids. They just forgot,
Yeah, they just forgot what happened before they were 5. Like I barely remember what I did when I was 5 years old.
I was probably just pooping. I don't know.
Probably pooping and going to school and falling on the monkey bars. But
that's a good memory to repress.
Matt actually had a good question from last week where he wonders if Soren has memories, if like before the Spartan program, because if he does, then it could be part of that pellet that they all have.
Oh, that they put in. Yeah.
It'd be interesting to kind of see or learn if Soren, has those memories or not, because then it means a little bit more. But if he also doesn't have his memories, then yeah, they definitely were very suppressed. So then what Chief is going through just makes it, I think, all that more remarkable, since literally no one else is experiencing it. And then just coupled with the fact that this artifact is the thing that's kind of triggering the memories, that he can't really recall them on his own. He has to get it from the...
Well, the artifact is obviously just trying to tell him something.
Right.
Hello, I am human. I'm definitely not gonna hurt you.
Just don't touch my hair.
The hair dye is very sensitive.
It's a great shot. And she just goes... she smiles, yeah.
Ugh, the Lek Golo are so cool. She's just like, yes, I have tentacle monsters. This is normal.
It would have been interesting if like someone tried to like shoot her and like the Let Go worms like got in the way somehow, instead of everyone just completely ignoring her.
Yeah, everyone's... Well, I mean, I guess you would be more concerned with the Lek Golo than the girl that's just literally walking around.
All right, so next question. Another controversial question. What do you think of the finger blade, and the energy finger weapon?
Bro, I want one for all of my fingers. It looks like it just goes under your nail. It's great. I love it.
Yeah. And I am curious if she has it on all of her fingers. That's something that we'll see later, to where she kind of just becomes like a ninja.
I mean, we've seen, like, small energy sword daggers and stuff like that, so I'm not surprised.
It just makes me wonder, like, what else they did to her. Like, if they're implanting these things under her nails, like, what else is she augmented with? You know, like, where does it stop, or where does it kind of escalate to?
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Look at that shot. It's so good.
Yeah, that's a great one. That's a good set.
Bingo.
Yay. And these guys playing like 6D chess over here.
It's like that Star Trek chess.
But I think it's kind of like, yeah, what do Spartans do when they're not being Spartans? Like, and this is it. They just exercise their mind and just wait. Yeah. I want to see more of Silver Team. I'm a little disappointed that, like, at the end of the episode when John Light goes off, that Silver Team's not with them. And I guess we'll learn and see what happens in episode 4, but this is actually pretty good too. Hi.
She's just like, hello. He's like, oh no, my e-girlfriend. You're not supposed to know about her.
Be gone.
I like how he treats her almost like just a piece of equipment, and she's like, nah, bro, I'm a person.
I'm introducing myself. Yeah,
Alexa,
this is a good...
stop.
Yeah, exactly. Siri, no, don't call that person. Yeah, good moments.
Look, we're just friends, I promise.
Oh, dude, what if in episode 4 we get, like, a combat scene to where Chief has to, learn to trust Cortana the same way that he had to in the book? That'd be a really great moment. So what about this storyline that doesn't quite excite you yet, just because it's kind of slow developing, or you just don't really care about the insurrection sort of?
The insurrectionists' plight is just the least interesting thing, with all the alien artifacts and Covenant and stuff like that going around. The pure human interactions are just a little less interesting.
That's fair.
Though Soren's wife, how the fuck? Dude. Good job.
I do think this is a good contrast, though, to where she's basically saying, she being Soren's wife, who I'm blanking on her name, Liera, where she's like, at the end of the day, like, the galaxy will move on. You just, live your life. It'll go on without you. But obviously, Kwan doesn't feel that way. So I think it's a good contrast of these two characters' beliefs.
Yeah, and they're both valid. I mean, I like the sit around, drink and smoke though. That sounds better to me.
Yeah. So would you go escape your Spartan training, go live on the rubble?
Yeah, that sounds way more fun.
Is that what you're all about?
Bro doesn't know how to use Google.
Yeah, right. I'm curious, like, what he could be trying to do that it's just not working? Like,
Well, he's trying
I guess I
to
just
find his home planet, right? Based off his
right.
memories?
But like he describes what it is to Cortana. It's like, well, if you didn't type what you just said, then what were you typing to prompt Cortana to be like, I can help you? That's what I mean.
Planet in my memories.
Yeah.
Dream planet. Planet
Dream
with
planet.
white
There you
dog.
go. Planet with white dogs. I wonder if these things like move, if they like close and like swing together.
Oh, to make like a little
These like
table or something?
Spartan pods. Well, that's what in the background. It looked like those were closed ones, you know, for the other Spartans.
I would say it's for privacy, but Spartans don't really need to access a phone privately.
Yeah, they got nothing to hide.
He's on some good antidepressants.
Yeah, that pellet really works wonders to completely suppress their.
Gold Timeline Master Chief just uses the magic of memory suppression.
Yeah. So here's your moment coming up.
Yeah,
the big
here's
peach.
the moment. We get the nudity.
That's 2 episodes in a row with booty nudity.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
who
we
are
get
we
girl
gonna see
booty,
next?
we get boy booty. This show's for everyone.
All inclusive. I saw a pretty good joke on the internet where it was like episode 1, Chief removes his helmet. Episode 2, Chief removes his suit. Episode 3, Chief's just naked. So what is he gonna do in episode 4?
Yeah, he's removed everything.
Like, is he just gonna remove his skin? It's a pretty
Look
good
at
knife.
the close-up shot on the butt. Do you think when they were auditioning actors, they're like, all right, pull down your pants. We're looking for a specific butt to put in this one shot. We just want to make sure your butt's up to par.
I feel like they got down to like 3 actors after the whole thing, and they're like, all right, it's gonna come down to the ass. Like, drop
Strip.
them. And then they're like, that's our chief.
Those are it's definitely the voluptuousness that we need. That booty thick. Dude, she was peeping on him.
She was.
Like completely naked.
She was peeping.
She's like, damn. Everyone's looking at Chief's booty. What did you do today, Master Chief? Oh, I took something out of my butt.
It was in his spine.
I was near the butt. Tailbone.
So this, I think, this sequence that we're about to embark on. I really enjoyed him.
It's
He's in his civilian clothes. He goes into the wild now, without his emotional pellet attached, and he's literally experiencing the world the first time, just like Soren said. Like, it's like you just opened your eyes after being like living in the dark, and everyone's like, "Are you okay?" And he's just
like, who's
taking
this
it all
weird
in.
Fucking guy staring at me.
Like, the sound design is just so well done too. Just like all the different environments coming in and flowing and fading in and out as he's focusing on one thing or another. It's a good moment. Good sequence. And also, it makes me wonder where they filmed all this. Like, again, these are pretty big sets. Like, a lot of extras.
Yeah. He's just like intensely staring at random people. Just like, dude, come on, what are you? Stop. I'm talking to my girlfriend.
Don't mind me.
Don't mind me. I've never seen two people talk like that before.
Do you think we're going to get the fall of Reach in this season? Do you think we're going to see the Covenant attack Reach?
I don't know. I feel like they're going to see the ring before Reach falls, but Reach has to fall eventually. And George has to die. He's not in this series, but...
No, they'll introduce him just to kill him off.
Just to kill him.
just to put a nail in it, you know? It's funny, speaking of George, like there's a picture of George without his helmet off, and like the angle of it was like I saw it online. It kind of compared it to Pablo Schreiber as John with his helmet off, and there was some similarities in there. It was like, yeah, these guys are just people.
Yeah.
Chief confirmed dog lover. Shame.
I know. We all know kitty cats are better.
Mm-hmm. Cats
Imagine
are the way to
just
go.
having like a pelican kitty cat that you come back to. You're like, this is my kitty cat.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. There was just a condor cat.
Yeah, a condor cat. This is my cat Condor. He lives on the condor.
He lives on the condor.
This is completely like totally off topic, but have you ever seen that video where they put a cat in zero gravity?
Yes, I have. There's a few of them. Yeah,
like
and they're completely freaking out.
There is no ground for it to land its feet.
I think that was Halsey that walked in the door there.
Yeah.
Which I
There's the
hope
coin.
we get to see. Yep, the luck coin.
Dad, why did you bury my Forerunner artifact?
Yeah, right. It's just like a suppressor or like a binary rifle. What was I gonna say?
Did that kid have a British accent?
I'm not sure.
I'm together. Maybe not.
I don't know. I'd have to listen to it again. I have the audio off while I'm watching.
Chief, your blood pressure's too high.
It's too damn high.
Dude, why can't our planet have rings? It's like the coolest shit
Dude, that'd be so cool. That would be badass. So I need to correct something that I said on episode 1, where I was reading one of the descriptions, and the description actually said that Chief's homeworld was Reach. And I was like, that seems kind of weird that they would change that when, like, you could just make him be from Iridanis too. But this episode, I guess, contradicts that text for the first episode. Maybe it was just worded wrong and I misinterpreted it, but I felt obligated to make note of it for our listeners keeping score.
Well, they're not really supposed to know what planet they were brought up on.
Oh, right.
What does that tell? Like, a plague with no cure.
I really don't think it's the flood if that's where you're going.
I don't think so, but every time in Halo where they say plague, I'm just like, oh shit. Oh no.
I mean, it's not Halo without the flood, so like they're definitely coming. But I just don't see the parallel there just yet. I feel like the flood is something we may see like season 2 time frame to really
that's gonna be
develop it.
great. I can't wait to see the flood. Holy shit.
I have a theory that like basically at the end of this season, Chief will get stuck on the ring, and it'll kind of be like not like a retelling of CE, but it'll just be like the Silver Timeline's version of CE, of him fighting on the ring and like saving Marines, fighting elites, fighting the flood. Like, I mean, I'd be perfectly happy if it's all new stuff, but like it basically kind of captures what CE at least was. Like, I'm all for. But yeah, I think it's just sickness just spread through the planet, and like Chernobyl or something.
Chernobyl wasn't a sickness. What are you talking? That wasn't a plague.
It wasn't a sickness, but like it was quarantined and all that, and they basically, I mean, that's what they said, right? The planet is uninhabitable.
Yeah. Speaking of which, do you think the Chernobyl series on HBO is going to get a season 2? I can't wait.
You're going to be waiting for a long time, I feel.
Damn.
But you know what? You can watch Halo while you wait. Venture.
Do you think Soren actually cares about the money, or is he just like kind of tickled by this girl's determination?
I had that same thought, or same question, and honestly, I feel like he sees it as Quan is being annoying, and if she really wants to get off, and I can get money out of it, then it's a win-win. I can get money and I can get rid of her. And then at the very end there, he says it's a win-win either way, because if you're wrong and lying, like, I'll just get the bounty money and turn you over. And that way, again, I kind of get rid of you.
Also, Soren doesn't have anything better to do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's literally just being a shipping operations manager with all his pirated gear and chickens. Like, he needs some call to action. So I think in episode 4, like, they're gonna get to Madrigal and something's gonna happen, and like Soren's gonna have some form of obligation.
He's going to feel the call of duty. He's going to do stuff.
He's going to answer the call.
I love Miranda. She's great.
Miranda's great. I like the changes. I'm good with them. Keys, on the other hand, I'm not impressed with yet. And I think it's just because he's kind of getting sidelined for all the other characters, but like, I don't know, he kind of has a little bit of voice of reason, a little bit of like, I'm here to kind of help you since I'm your dad.
Well, he's also a naval guy, right? So you're not going to see him in action until there's some kind of ship fight.
Yeah. So I just think he had a strong introduction, and we just haven't really seen anything yet. And I hope to see something once, I guess, stuff starts hitting the fan. See, I feel like Silver Team should be here, but I guess there's something that's gonna happen in episode 4 that is why they stayed on Reach. But I don't know. I think that's just what I want. But like, Chief leaves Blue Team all the time, and we play like a bunch of games with without Blue Team. So I
Yeah.
guess it's common for him to just do his own thing.
I don't know. It would have been nice to see them though. Everyone's like out, like we're all going on an adventure.
Oh, I just put this two together. So McKee is going to Madrigal, and so are Soren and Quan. So
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't put this together at first, but yeah, they're totally gonna like meet. So there's definitely gonna be some action next episode with the Covenant on Madrigal again.
Well, it just depends. Like, I'm not sure because McKee's whole thing is like I can move among the humans. So is she going to join them? Because she finds out that they know John, and like
Yeah,
just kind of like be undercover with them until she can find him.
I think that's possible. I think it could become a thing. Like maybe like some type of fight breaks out, and she basically kind of does what she did on the ship, where she aligns herself with the other humans, and then she finds Quan and Soren, and then now she's like an undercover spy for the Covenant, and through the conversations, you know, maybe she'll see Soren's chess piece as being a former Spartan, as a former
Yeah, and just
demon.
be like, cool, I'll
You
hang out
know,
with these guys.
this guy knows where the real demon is, so I think there's some legs with that theory.
It'll be interesting. I do like how they've kind of humanized the Covenant by just having a human in there. I think that was an interesting decision on their part.
I mean, I think it's just easier for us to relate with the Covenant because we're watching McKee do things instead of just listening to the prophets float in their chairs and preach about the great journey. Like, I think as a TV show type of narrative, I think that's more interesting because, like, in a video game, it's very easy for those people to, for the Sang Shayun to just preach all the badness, and then you're like, all right, cool, I'm gonna go kill those guys. That's like the whole point of like a bad guy speech, is so you can go and, all right, now I'm gonna go fight my way towards Escharum and all that. But like having McKee and having their conversations and their motivations and their character, I don't know, it makes it more interesting for us to watch, I think.
Definitely.
Well, that was the episode. Right? It ended at the same time that it did for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just checking.
Yeah, that was definitely an episode.
That was definitely the episode. So three episodes in, Krista, like how are you liking? How are you disliking the kind of show overall? And we touched on it a little bit of what we think's to come, but what are you looking forward to as the series progresses? We're 1/3 of the way through the season. There's 9 total episodes.
Oh, that's crazy. I really like it. I like, it feels like after this episode, all of the players are now in the game. So we've set up everyone's here. Now we can actually go straight into the story. Because the first 3 episodes were kind of world-building episodes, right? Like, here are these guys, this is what they want, this is what they're trying to do. And so the last person to be introduced was obviously Cortana, and now everyone's like, alright, we're gonna go do the thing. So now we get to watch them do the things.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
My only gripe with the series is, and it's just like an overall gripe with the series, and it's just like, why did it have to be a Master Chief story? Because it's a Master Chief story, they had to create this whole separate timeline for it to make sense, and now we have 2 timelines in Halo.
But it's all right. You know, you got this show to talk about this timeline, and we got 14 other shows to talk about the other stuff.
I know. I mean, it's definitely like, this was the best option when they decided that it had to be a Master Chief story, because the current timeline is just way too messy for them to actually have a story in there. So, I mean, this was the best option for them, but it's still like, oh, it's a little messy. You know, it's like, well, actually, that is from the Silver timeline. It's like, now I have read like 30 plus books, and now I have to learn an entirely separate universe to understand Halo.
Yeah, but you get to take those 30 books and those, 10 games or whatever to kind of, I don't know, get a little bit of a informed idea of where the show's going and the kind of directions that they're taking. Like, I'm definitely having fun kind of learning something new, because if it did take place in kind of the pre-Covenant or I guess, the pre-Halo 1 game timeline, and it wasn't even a Chief story, then I'd be constantly trying to figure out, all right, how is this connected? Does this match up? Like, what was going on in the universe during this episode versus that episode? And it would be a different type of conversation as opposed to, okay, all right, so this is what happened. This is how it deviates from the core canon, and let's see what the payoff is. Let's see if it's receptive or if it's going to fall flat.
And it's nice to come into Halo just literally not knowing anything. Like, you can't come into this show with any preconceived notions about character backgrounds and how they're going to act and how things work, right? I mean, you know the very, very basic level of kind of what's going on in the series, but when it comes to specific characters and events and stuff, it's like, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, shall we end it there?
Sure. Yes, we shall.
If you're interested, Krysta, because I don't think you've seen these, and the listener, like I talked about in kind of the middle of the show there, Paramount Plus produces a Halo after show segment called Halo the Series Declassified that releases with each TV episode. And so for this week, for Emergence, the host, Sydney Goodman, she does an interview with Charlie Murphy, who portrays McKee. She talks about learning Sangheili and more about her role and how unique it is in the Halo universe. The episode also features the 405th Halo cosplayers.
Ooh.
Right? Is that what they are?
Yeah. That's what they're called.
Sorry, I get them confused, and there's also there's that Star Wars company as well.
501st.
Yeah, that's what. Okay, 501st. Okay, so the 405th are the Halo cosplayers. So they talk about their armor and the camaraderie and the fans, and it's all cool. I've seen them a few times at like Outpost Discovery. I think you've experienced that as well over in Orlando.
Yeah.
So cool stuff behind there, and there's also some behind the scenes with the director, production designer, costume designer as well. And yeah, I definitely recommend watching the episode 3. Behind the scenes. I think each one has kind of increasingly been a little bit more entertaining to kind of watch now that more of the episodes have been released. We also get some like sneak peeks to some, behind the scenes of scenes we haven't even seen yet. So it's kind of cool to speculate a little bit about what's to come. So you can check those out. And I think with that, Krysta, thank you for joining me.
Oh, it's been fun. It's been great.
We will come back in just a little while. So sit tight, listeners, and thank you for listening and joining us for the commentary of Episode 3, Emergence. Halo the Series premieres exclusively on Paramount Plus every Thursday morning at midnight Pacific Time. Like I mentioned at the top of the show, you can find every episode to all of Evolved's show, including Halo TV Plus, on evolvedhalo.com. It also features links to our Discord server, Patreon page, Xbox Live Club, and other contact methods. Once again, another special shout out to all of our patrons. Thank you guys so much for supporting Evolved and making all of our shows possible across the board. You can head over to patreon.com/Halo Evolved to learn more. And finally, if you want to leave us an email or a voicemail about this week's episode of Halo the Series, you can email us at podcastevolved@gmail.com, or you can call us at 205-EVOLVED, which is 205-386-5833. And with that, I have been your host, Oran, and until next time, evolve!